Hello, guys. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. How are we doing today? Uh, what are your thoughts about the current situation in our country, Nigeria? Nigeria is 4 years old. It's 3 4 days now. By the 1st of October, Nigeria will be 64. Imagine a 64-year-old man. As Nigeria is a 64-year-old man, how do you rate him? Do you think he's an intelligent man? Do you think he's a wise man? Or do you think he's still a baby at 64? And of course, if you talk about Nigeria is just an entity, it's just a country. Nigeria is nothing. You cannot speak by himself. Nigeria as a country is just a name. The country itself are the people. The people are Nigeria. The people who come and go. There were some leaders in 1960 who were there when Nigeria became independent. The Tafawa Balewas, the Ahmadu Bello of this world, the Awolowo's of this world, the Nnamdi Azikiwe of this world were the leaders who took over leadership. They are no longer here with us. They have gone. They played their parts. Somehow they meant well for this country, but in a way they miss it. They miss out. In any case, the legacy of some of them is still speaking for them. The likes of Awolowo, who schools, the likes of our Tinubu went free of charge. All the people that are in leadership now went to school free of charge. But currently, school has become so expensive that Nigerians can't afford to go to those schools. What is happening? So when we're looking at Nigeria 64, we're actually looking at the series of leaders who has led here and who has contributed one way or the other. How do you rate their contribution? How do you rate them? What I see currently as Nigerian leaders are what I call power grabbers. They are political power grabbers. What we have currently leading us, and for some time now, especially since 1999, are nothing but political power grabbers. They grab the power, they do not know what to do with it. They mess up around with it. They loot our commonwealth and leave the people in more pain, in more frustration, oppress the people with the commonwealth. That's what we have. I urge Nigeria to stand up, to speak up. Let's fight these power grabbers to bring about an equitable and fair Nigeria. We cannot continue to keep quiet simply because they shoot gun at us, simply because they arrest us and jail us, and allow them to be. If America had succumbed, Americans have succumbed to their oppressors before they had the American Revolution, which made them to have had over 300 years of democracy now, which made them an evolved democracy, a developed democracy. If they had folded their hand, they wouldn't have had what they have now. Most of these power grabbers who lead us today want to travel to the US, want to travel to the UK, they want to go there and enjoy life, they want to enjoy sanity, a sane society. They want to travel. Tinubu, for instance, want to travel to France for his medical care. But our healthcare here is in shambles. It's in shambles. If some people did not take care of their own land those days, how can the likes of Tinubu travel to to France for his medics. How can the likes of Atiku choose Dubai as his base? For some time, Atiku hasn't been saying much now, and he still want to come back in 2027 and run for president. By that time, he must be like 87, closer to 90 years old. What test are they looking for? The last time Tinubu traveled to China with his outrageous cabinet, despite the fact that they are talking about cutting down on the cost of governance. Look at the age, the age range of Tinubu's delegation, and look at the age range of the Chinese that sat at that table. They were young Chinese. They are the one that drive the economy. They are the one that drive development in China. But here you see Tinubu surrounded with a cabinet member and people working with him, people that are in their 70s, 60s, 70s, 75, close to 80-year-old men. The bio and onigo of this world. How old are they? The secretary to the federation. These are elderly people, these are old people who actually have run out of ideas and are living, are living the time of their own children. They are living the time of their children. They wouldn't allow their children to have that opportunity to actually, show what they have, showcase their leadership capacity. So I'm talking about Nigeria at 64. How do you see Nigeria? If Nigeria were to be a man at 64, do you think he's a wise man or a foolish man? Do you think he's an accomplished man or a failed man? Do you think he's a man going in the right direction or in the wrong direction? Nigeria at 64. And I said Nigeria at 64 is not just Nigeria as a country. Nigeria at 64 is a series of leaders that we have had over the last 64 years. Between 1960 and today, of the 1st of October, soon approaching us about in 3-4 days. So how do you rate Nigeria at 64? As far as I'm concerned, Nigeria at 64 is heartbreaking. Nigeria at 64 is a deplorable situation. Nigeria at 64 has the likes of Tinubu as his leader. Tinubu, when he became president, fuel was sold below 200 naira. Now a liter of fuel is sold at above 1,000 naira. Distance we have Itato, we have covered at the rate of 400 naira. Now go for 800, 1,000. Price of food has gone over the roof. Insecurity is all over the place. Nigeria at 64. I challenge Nigerian youth, come 2027, and moreover, we do not have to wait to 2027. We must start today, and that's why we are eating the street on the 1st of August. What we have called Fearless October. I mean on the 1st of October, Fearless October. We are eating the street on the 1st of October. We want to hold these people accountable. We want them to be accountable for their actions. If we wait until 2027, as a matter of fact, we have failed, because history will repeat itself. They are going to force themselves on us. They are still going to grab power. These guys are power grabbers. Nigerian leaders are power grabbers. They are political power grabbers. I call them power grabbers in leadership, power grabbers in authority. Nigerians, wake up. Wake up.